Hello everybody, it's Wagons again. I'm going to do a quick review of Wagons and Wyverns. I'm not sure when this one's going to be posted in comparison to Unnatural Acts, which I'm currently reading because I'm going to post this video on or shortly after the official release for this book. I was able to get an advanced review copy, ARC, if you don't know the acronym. But I'm going to attempt to script myself here because I wrote an actual review that I'm going to post, and that's part of the ARC, and then I'm going to address something about that after the fact. So bear with me. I'm trying to essentially read what I wrote here so I can keep it consistent across different places. So Wagons and Wyverns is a cozy fantasy. It's also a standalone book set in the world of Finlestia. That's going to be from Diamanti. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. It's part of the Stone Sky Trilogy. And again, it's a standalone. You don't have to have read that trilogy. This is technically the second of the cozy fantasies in this series, Tales of Finlestia. So you don't even have to have read that. The story itself is about the main character, a goblin named Zarnikarek, called Zarni. He spent years being employed by the king of the goblins, or in this case, king of the orcs, who was actually a deposed king because of just how horrible he was. And I don't mean just bad at the job, bad person. Currently, Zarni, he's living a very lonely life, afraid to make connections with people because he's afraid that they're going to reject him, specifically because they recognize him having worked with that king. But the story essentially gets going because the current king has chosen him to establish a trade route between former enemies turned allies and his nation. Going on the journey itself is going to put Zarni on the path of self-discovery, and it's going to introduce him to multiple people that help him change his perspective about himself, change his preconceptions of just the world around him, other people, and other cultures. So the prose of this book, and again, it's cozy fantasy, it's short. So it's a fun cozy fantasy. If you like cozy fantasies, you are going to enjoy it, plain and simple. It features an interesting cast of characters. I'm not going to get into specifics about them because that kind of takes away from the fun. A couple of cute animal sidekicks, if that's something you're into. The story feels like it's part of a larger world. It kind of feels like it's part of a larger story. So you can kind of see this as being part of that, and it makes me curious to read more about this world. Cons would be that some of the more interesting characters are really only there briefly, but part of that might just be because of the length of the story, and obviously they're not the focus. Zarnikarek or Zarni is. The animal sidekicks are only really marginally relevant to the overall plot, although admittedly there are a point, there's a point or two where those animal sidekicks are actually plot relevant. My personal feeling here, it's again very enjoyable. It doesn't really set itself apart from other stories, other cozy fantasies. Again, nice world. I'm curious to read more about it, but it doesn't stand apart. I'm going to reference, what's his name? Kevin Anderson, who's obviously you guys might know him from the Dune books, or Dan Campbell. Actually, Dan Campbell's not the example I was going for, but that's a good example. This series here involves something called the Big Uneasy, where werewolf, zombie, ghosts, all this stuff has become real where it previously wasn't. Our main character is literally a zombie who's, got a detective who got shot, comes back from the dead, and that kind of is the hook. The book I was going to reference is The Dragon Business, and it's essentially a bunch of con men who get thrust into adventurous situations for real. That's its hook. Again, I'm not disparaging this book, it just doesn't have a big hook. Look at The Cosmere. You guys, if you've read any of that, you know the hook. It's the shards, the pieces of God, the strength, the God Eater saga. There are books that have a hook that set them apart from your average fantasy. Which is why, for me, it's a 3 out of 5. It's an average book, it's a fun read, but nothing sets it apart to give it a 4. If I thought it was something everybody should read, I'd give it a 5. But for this book, if you like fantasy, you like cozy fantasy, you'll enjoy it. Now for that other thing I said we'd come back to. I don't know if this is standard practice. Like I said, this is an ARC, advanced review copy, that I got via BookFunnel. I did a Kickstarter for this book for a deluxe edition and was able to sign up for the advanced review copy through that. Here's where I'm having an issue. I don't know if this is standard practice because this is my first advanced review copy. And this is not related to the story, but it disappoints me and, for lack of a better word, disillusions me, because one of the rules, specifically rule number 3, and I will do a screenshot of that and add it here for you guys to see. It states that I can rate the book anything I want, but if I don't rate it a 4 or above, no longer allowed to participate in advanced review copies. I find that problematic because that's not asking for an honest review. That's asking for a 4 or 5 star review, or you don't get to participate. And again, I don't know if that's standard, but that seems a little dishonest to me. So I'm going to stick with my 3 out of 5 because it's enjoyable. I do appreciate you checking out the video. Have a wonderful day, and as always, happy reading.